Yeah. I caught up with Garcia and Allegretti again. Did you guys get your man or what? You had to go on a call?
No, man, we couldn't hear the radio. They were trying to chase after a guy, and we could not hear anything on the radio.
Oh, yeah, you just wanted to hear it. That's right. I thought...
Just in case they come by this way, like, we'll be readily...
Oh, you're still looking for somebody? Do you have a description?
Nah, they already got the guy already. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right.
They already know who it is. It's, like, kind of isolated, so... But there's a chance that maybe the guy might wander over here. You know what I mean? From another part of town. You never know. It's always good to know, you know, who you might be looking for, but we just could not hear anything because of all the sound from the bar that was across the street.
What did he do?
Apparently he's an armed robber.
An armed robber? That's a real crime. That's serious business. See, the press can work with you guys, you know, sometimes, right?
Well, the press, there's been plenty of stuff that's happened out here that doesn't make the news.
Well, everything that I film gets published. The fire department, they were on my good side until about 5 minutes ago. They wanted to shine the flashlight in my camera. That's unacceptable. I told them where they could put that flashlight, pretty much. I love the fire department. They're the good guys. You know, I'm always saying that, right? And I asked one of them their name, and they didn't want to tell me. And then so I went to get in front of her so I could see if it was on her shirt, and it wasn't. And then one of her partners shined the flashlight in my, you know, and you guys know you can't do that.
Well, I don't know what policies they got, man. I know what we can and can't do. I don't know about them, man.
Well, there's a reason you can't do it. It's called interfering with a free press, and it's 3815 Section 5, which covers me. See, 3815 is interfering with a public official, right? Okay. And Section 5 is talking about making a public broadcast in the public benefit, right? And that's what I'm doing. You see?
And again, I don't know what occupational code may or may not override that with fire department. That's all on them.
Oh, sure, you can't speak for the fire department, but you know that you can't interfere with the press, right? And shining a flashlight in a camera is a good way to do it, right? And so generally speaking, if you're not allowed to do it as a police officer, that means nobody's really allowed to do it. It's definitely interfering. It's putting an obstruction in the way of my job, right? Of my duty, you know?
Out of curiosity, so that section that you just quoted...
3815? Interfering with an officer?
No, the other one, about the free press.
3815, it's Section 5. 3815 is interfering with a public official, right? So if you charge somebody with interfering, it'd be 3815, but... There are several sections of that code, right?
So you said that was Section 5?
Yeah, Section 5.
The Penal Code?
Texas Penal Code? Texas. Yeah. Right? 3802 is Texas Penal Code ID law, right? Not Texas Transportation Code? I think it's Penal Code, but it might be Transportation Code. No, it would be Penal Code, yeah. Yeah.
Those are like 500 numbers, like 545 and all that stuff.
Oh, on the transportation code?
Yeah, those are better stated. They're higher numbers. It's that part of the code.
Right. And, you know, Section D says that speech alone can never be considered interference.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a defense to prosecution with one of them.
Yeah, that's that. It's 3815. I might not be saying it right, like section. It could, you know how, I mean, there's specific ways to cite a code, right? And I might not be citing it absolutely correctly, like calling it a section or subsection or paragraph. You know what I mean?
Well, that's genuinely where one would find. That's genuinely where one would find that portion that you're talking about, right? Like about the free press.
It doesn't say anything about a free press. What it's saying is that interfering with, it says like something about interfering with somebody making a broadcast in the public interest on a broadband radio. We'll call this a broadband radio.
Okay.
You know. for the public good, right? See, filming police and fire department, that's...
You live right now?
No, I don't go live.
How come?
Because I don't think that putting you guys... One, I don't like broadcasting my location live. I get a lot of threats, especially from these sheeple running around in this town. You guys have your victims in line.
What do you, what kind of threats are they giving you?
I've been assaulted a couple of times just in downtown filming. For filming you guys. A lot of times the people... See, it depends on how an officer reacts, right? So, sometimes I'll be filming... I was filming Crummel.
Okay.
Right, and he didn't like it, and he told me to move, right, and I didn't move, right. There was 20 people around him, and I'm standing there still, quiet, narrating quietly, and he tells me to move, and I didn't, and then, so because he didn't like it, it kind of emboldens the sheep, in order to think that they have a reason to now be upset and jump into the fray and protect an officer, right, and so. This guy jumps in, gets in front, starts screaming at me and, getting all crazy, right?
When was this?
Last week, I think. And then last night, I was filming on, I think it was 5th Street. And it was McClesh and Gray. And they had a guy stopped for an assault. He beat this lady with a cane, a security guard, too, no less.
Really?
And they didn't have him in cuffs or anything. And I was filming, and he didn't like being filmed, and he came at me with the cane, right?
The guy.
Yeah,
okay,
the guy,
okay.
Right? And again, they did nothing. Gray was so nonchalant about it, he did step in front of him and stop him, but he still didn't put this guy in cuffs. He's being detained for an assault, right? You might not have the evidence, but okay, now he's definitely demonstrating a willingness to use a cane, which is what he was just accused of doing. And you still haven't put this guy in cuffs and set him on the curb, right? And then it just continues and continues. And then he was definitely disorderly. I'm familiar with that too, right? So he described a sexual act. He was going to bend me over and fuck me, right? And that is describing a sexual act, which is obscenity, right? Not vulgarity, which is protected speech, right? So you can say fuck in a number of different ways legally. Right, you can say "fuck you" to somebody, and that is.
If it starts some kind of breach of the peace, that's when you.
Well, there does have to be an immediate breach of the peace. That's true, but somebody can be offended by obscenity, right? So, if you are describing a sexual act, somebody can be offended by that. Okay, that's obscene speech is not protected speech. Vulgar speech is protected speech.
So, out of curiosity, you said this was last night?
Yeah, last night.
Did you tell them that you were offended?
I told him it was disorderly conduct. I didn't use the word offended, but I didn't want to file charges. What I wanted was for them to cuff him and set him on the curb, right, so that, it wasn't an issue, right?
Curiosity, I know you said he had a cane. Was he did he have some kind of disability? Or
well, probably he had a cane.
Because the way he wasn't put in.
I mean,
he was just accused of disability with a cane. I'm wondering as to whether
I mean, he probably did have a disability.
So I had somebody filming me once, and people started calling him a snitch and started spitting at him. I'm not going to say
at the filmer.
At the filmer. I told him, I said, "Hey man, do you want to do anything about it?" And he's like, "No, I really don't like you guys, but what these people need to know is that he told me that JFK got rid of everybody's rights not to be filmed in public." And I was like, I had never heard this. I was like, well, right, maybe you know something about that. But he told me that essentially JFK was the one that said, yeah, you can film people in public and you have no expectation of privacy. Which, out here, yeah, you're right, you got no expectation of privacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you're in public. You can't be in private and public at the same time. You have to choose.
Yeah, Schrodinger's, right? Well, sort of.
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
But he told me that it was JFK that did that, and I was like,
I don't know about that.
That's the first I had ever heard of that.
JFK repeated a lot of things that other people said, like, the truth will set you free. He said that, but that was really FDR that said it first. you know, I mean, presidents quote past presidents, you know. JFK was awesome, but the guy lost me when he said he doesn't like you guys, you know. I don't like bad cops, but, you know, I don't have anything against cops in general, right? Like, you know, I mean, I consider you all gang members, but you're not all gang banging. Yeah, but you're not all gang banging, right? And like even MS-13 or the Crips or the Bloods, they have nice gang members too that aren't out committing crimes, but they're still card-carrying gang members, right? And when you guys go after them with RICO charges, you don't really care if they're committing crimes. They're in the gang, right?
I got you. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure when you write everything up, there has to be some type of involvement. You know what I mean?
Well, when you guys arrest somebody, everybody is involved. I mean, you have dispatchers, you have
I meant for like RICO, specifically the RICO charges.
Oh, you know, I have not really brushed up on the RICO charges. I've never really looked at it.
It's like racketeering. Yeah, it's organized crime essentially.
Definitely.
The acronym RICO is that effect, like racketeering or something. That it's the brushed up on the federal aspect of it.
You probably have never charged somebody with RICO crimes. Oh, it is federal. You're right. You're right. That's true.
I think the closest one, like conspiracy, or like detective work, us trying to do something really have to establish all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I know you guys have an organized crime unit. I've met a couple of them. Nelson and Mullenix.
I've heard the second name, not the first name.
Mullenix?
I've heard Mullenix.
He's real nice.
But I've never, I haven't heard Nelson. I'm sure he's...
They're administrative. I only met them because they were working a second job for a Burger King commercial. They were doing the security for the Burger King commercial.
It's not like they're coming out of the commercial, man. I'm like, wow. That's...
No, it was on 6th Street here a couple weeks back. They were filming for it. They had the King out there.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna open the door. We gotta get in.
Yeah. They gotta get out of there. You gonna walk around?
Yeah, we can walk.
All right. Thank you, Garcia. Have a good night. Yeah. Press on. Right. Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look